Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another trading recap. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. So today I had a very busy day when it comes to trading because I had class at the academy where I'm learning how to trade. I didn't pay a course online, and most definitely I'm not in any type of like Discord groups or anything like that. I'm actually going to an academy here in my city, and I'm learning with YouTube, watching a handful of traders. I'm not watching a ton of people, and I'm just focusing on building the skills. I'm focusing on building a strategy and a plan. The biggest thing that trading has been teaching me is that consistency and discipline in life is everything, whether it's for trading or sports, the gym, sleeping, habits, making money, making content. It's all about discipline. So I wanted to start the video with that because I've been learning a ton from just operating and trading, day trading. I want to eventually become a profitable day trader. And my current plan is to finish my education in this academy. It takes 3 months. It's a 3 month plan, and then you have like 5 months of a membership to go there, have one on one sessions with professors, which all of them are all profitable traders within different markets: Forex, futures, stocks, options, etc. Even crypto. There's this guy that kills it with crypto. But my focus right now is Forex. They started teaching me with Forex, and I've watched a ton of videos. And to give you a little bit more of context about me, about who I am, because this is already like my third YouTube video, I am a real estate investor. I've been in the real estate industry for almost a decade. 2 years ago, I created my own company, started doing wholesale real estate, and now I have successfully transitioned into turning my company into a private equity fund. I'm basically raising capital from high net worth individuals here in my country and allocating this capital, leveraging hard money lenders and other sources of money, plus the private equity from these investors that I'm raising from, and investing in fix and flip projects for now. Eventually, we're going to start investing in creating portfolios. And that's basically my story, my background, the reason I'm doing trading right now, and that I want to become really good and a profitable trader is because I love it. I've been in love with trading since college. I'm a business and economics major. I went to college in my country, Colombia, and also went to college in the United States for the economy part of my major, for the economics part of my major. So since college, I've been in love with trading. I've been in love with the financial markets. I've been in love with economics. I've read a ton of economics books. Like, I love consuming information that has to do with economics and the science behind how our monetary system actually works and how money actually works. What just happened to my light? Okay, that should be better. So whatever. I love economics. Went to college. Wasted 4 years of my life. I'm just kidding. Whatever. You probably are like, Nick, where's the traits? I don't give a fuck about your life story. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. So let's jump into the traits right away. Like I said, it was a busy day. I did 3 trades that I'm going to be sharing with you right now. So I'm going to make myself small so I can actually show you. Let's head first to our trading view. So my first trade was on the pair that I'm focusing on, that you have seen on this channel. And I'm actually recording. Okay. It's the euro dollar. So as always, I've kept, I'm going to my daily. I have these channels here, like this levels. Sorry, not channels. This levels marked up. I think this is the first video that I do on TradingView, by the way. Shout out TradingView. It's way better than doing just the videos here on MetaTrader, but this is where I actually operate because I'm currently doing an FTMO free trial account to test how the challenge would go to get a funded account. And FTMO only allows you to trade CFDs using MetaTrader. So I use TradingView to analyze. So I have my bias is still, I mean, up to some point it's been bullish, but now I'm starting to turn very bearish on the euro dollar. As you can see, the structure is showing me a bearish structure, and it has respected this level that we saw, this major drop here. That my assumption is this was sellers recovering a ton of liquidity here and just grabbing that from the previous massive bull run that we had on the euro dollar. That is kind of like consolidating. If we're looking at it on the daily, I think this is a consolidation. Then we see another indication to the upside, and now we're seeing this is a huge correction. Because when I'm trying to solidify an ICC trading strategy. So ICC trading strategy for me is just being able to analyze and understand the structures, throw a fib retracement in there to have exact precise entries, and that's basically it. That's how I trade. I do price action and just focus on finding good structures and good setups to trade on. Let me see if I'm not that big. Let me make myself a little bit smaller for you guys. There you go. So I have this level of support here. It respected it to the T, and it went back up. So now to me, this is an indication because it broke. And this is me just I'm trying to do a kind of like a Feynman method here where I'm trying to explain what ICC has been for me, just so I can, help somebody out on the way and also solidify and actually see if I'm actually learning and understanding what ICC actually is and if I'm actually finding my edge. Because all the way from here, we've seen this level. We can see that ever since this bull run happened that I told you guys about, and again, I'm on the daily graph right now, I've seen this as a consolidation because we kind of have this higher high because we're bullish here. Of course, this is a bull run. So we see a higher high, higher high, higher high, and then price starts consolidating. And this is like the level starts respecting, right? This is the level we see that starts turning into the support. Then it gets broken. So this is a huge indication. But then the market corrects heavy. And it actually corrects to the point where it breaks that previous support and goes to the previous support before that, which was right before it. That what we had the biggest bullish candle that we've had in probably since the beginning of the year. No, this is bigger, but this huge liquidity grab from buyers, we never see it corrected up until this point. So this is exactly what I'm telling you guys about when it comes to that logic behind understanding this concept of liquidity, which I'm still getting accustomed to and I don't fully understand just yet. But graphically, I kind of see it. Graphically, I do kind of see it. And this entire thing becomes your area of interest, okay? Because we see price the beginning of this week, actually, sorry, a couple months ago, that's where this happened. This huge grab of liquidity from the sellers because of this right here. So we see how it devours this area of interest, but it hits the support and we're done. So what that tells me is we are seeing a change of structure, or price is looking to do a change of structure. So that takes me to the fact that then we see how this level that it was a support, it got broken, turned into a resistance, it broke again. So this is a huge indication of another bull run, right? And if we're looking at it on the daily perspective, we see it very clearly. So we have our high, our low and high. Then we have our higher low. Then we have our higher high, higher low. I don't know what I'm doing with the drawings, to be honest with you, but it's just to illustrate. So we basically have that structure where we have higher highs and higher lows. And now we see price again consolidating. And then on this very small structure, we see again higher highs and higher lows forming and going up to this area of resistance, which is this previous old high that we had that got broken, and then price consolidated. Corrected. Now it's looking like it's consolidating in the middle, literally in the middle of this area of interest. Now, today I said, okay, we have big news today. So today we had CPI news. So basically I go to investing.com and I have my economic calendar there with my account. I just track the European Union and the United States for obvious reasons. So we had this news right here. So CPI for the month of April, CPI year on year for April, and the core CPIs again. So the CPIs month on month and year over year are the ones that were going to move the price the most. So the month on month, we saw basically the forecast was 0.6. It hit 0.6. So nothing big there. But the year on year was a higher actual report versus the forecast. The forecast was 3.7. The previous was 3.3. And the actual was 3.8. On the fundamental analysis, this tells me that there's going to be a strong dollar. This strengthens the dollar. So for anybody out there that's trading currencies, doing Forex, and you're using something as, this is the most liquid pair you can trade, the euro dollar, for obvious reasons. You can also do anything with the GBP, but the euro dollar is like your bread and butter, or it should be, at least in my opinion. So you should monitor your DXY. You have to monitor your DXY. And what I'm seeing is that on the DXY, on the dollar, overall, we have been seeing a weakened dollar, like all-time highs where 2024, and now we're seeing a weakened dollar. And on the daily, we can see that it's having swings all over the place. We have this level that it's being heavily respected here, but overall, we're seeing a bear when it comes to the DXY. So today I saw this and I'm like, okay, probably we're going to see a pump on the dollar, which means, again, going back to the fundamentals, if the dollar gets strong and you're trading the euro dollar, the base is the euro. So if the dollar gets strengthened, the pair will drop because the euro is the base. Is the euro against the dollar. So if the dollar gets stronger, the euro, quote unquote, against the dollar gets weaker. So let's move to that to the 1 hour chart. What the hell? Okay. Sorry about that. This is crazy. So this is where the magic happens for me, because there was a huge gap last week. Oh, actually, it was Friday. Friday had this huge gap that told me, okay, I have this entire area of interest, this blue rectangle, that I'm seeing as my area of interest, because you have this huge area of liquidity that buyers had taken over, right? We see price correcting, then showing an indication, but then correcting even heavier. So we see like, okay, price is looking to go down, like really looking to go down. But then it gave me an indication breaking this level right here that I'm going to show you guys. It broke this level, which is around the 78% of 78.6% of the fib. It broke it and it went all the way up, all the way up. Like this was a huge indication. I saw this. I was not trading the euro dollar then. I saw the gap and I was like, okay, probably we're seeing a correction. We saw it like literally touching the 61.8%. That was a huge indication. Correction. This would have been a great trade right here because as you can see, I drew the fib, and since it's respecting this level so nicely, like look at this, guys. This is just support and resistance 101. Like this is support and resistance 101. I just want to make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Because you see price respecting this resistance. So it's rejecting hard on this level. So we're not going to see price go above this, at least not for now. So this right here could have been a great trade because the 50, 61, the 50%, 61.8%, and the 78.6%, that's this right here. This is your golden zone when it comes to fib. The Fibonacci sequence has a lot of theory behind it, but within trading, within the financial markets, within Forex, within this example, and any other example, just in general, the fib retracement tool, this is the golden zone. This is what traders, professional day traders call this the golden zone, because these are your levels where price is either going to bounce off or break and show a continuation or a indication within our ICC framework, and we can see it heavily. So it touched the 100%, right? And what it did was break all the levels all the way exactly to the 0%. So that right there is an indication. There's no doubt about that. So next day, if we see this gap is your correction. And the gap being all the way to the 61.8%, that's your indication, because it's the candle opened here. So you should have been like, holy smoly, this right here, imagine these bear candles being here, because that was your correction. And now this is your indication. It respected the 23.6 beautifully. It respected that, used it as a resistance to bounce off, to correct all the way to that golden zone that I told you guys about. This right here in this case, right in the middle of these two levels, and it gave you the continuation again to the 0.00%. That would have been a beautiful trade. Now let's get to what I did today, because today I saw, like I said, a strong dollar. I saw the dollar doing this. So basically today is the 12th of May. Let's see, open was here. So I look at what the dollar did. And I actually started actually seeing price when I started looking, and you can see my note here. Depending on CPI news, I'll monitor the dollar around the 50% level. If it breaks it upward, a new structure will start to form on the euro dollar. If it bounces off the 50% level, we can confirm the bullish trend, and the structure currently identified to look for a long position once it corrects. Now, it broke it. it broke it heavy, right? Starting, because this is the candle that opened today. So it broke it heavy, went upwards. I waited all the way. This right here, this area right here is where I started monitoring price and preparing my entry. So first big mistake, and I'm going to open my FTMO dashboard, my account metrics, because as you can see, guys, I'm currently breaking even on my account. You can see the graph. Like I went down, but today I killed it and I just recovered myself, and now I'm break even. I have $5 of profit. On the calendar, you can see that my first day trading this account, I lost a ton. Second day, I made a little gain. And then today, I made the biggest gain so far. And I'm going to show you how. Because today, I took 3 trades, actually. The first trade was in the euro dollar, and I lost $114 because I made a mistake. And this mistake is the reason why I wanted to start the video giving you context, and the reason why I want to always not just show the traits, but talk a little bit more about the context, because the biggest thing that I've learned so far and that I've known since I was in college is that trading is all about the mind. All these things are nice and it's cool to see this and use TradingView and whatever and trade and feel what the feelings are about trading. But you have to forget about that as soon as possible, because trading is about the mind. Trading is about emotions, managing and controlling your emotions. Because today I was really eager to take a trade, considering it was news day. So I made a mistake. And now we can go here and you guys can see that on the euro dollar, I made a huge mistake today because I took two trades. The first trade was me thinking that the price was going to go up. Why? I don't know. It was bad judgment on my end because I saw the strong dollar, but I remember now what happened exactly, because I saw this candle. I saw this candle right here. What is going on? Okay, still getting used to it. I saw this candle and I thought price, like the euro, the US dollar index, the DXY was going to bounce and it was just going to come back, which was a mistake because we were already seeing it breaking all these levels. And we see it correcting right now. But for the day and with the news, I shouldn't have thought this was going to be a bounce and come back to the 23.6 to test it that fast. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, it's going to bounce. And it's going to come correcting to the 50%. I was just letting my anxiety and my desire to put a trade in and do anything that took me to that conclusion, which was a complete mistake. So of course, it destroyed me completely. So this is my trade right here. You see the blue button is the blue arrow is where I entered for a buy. And then it took me out here on a stop loss. But as you can see, I bounced back, boys. I bounced back. So the way I bounced back was basically looking at the dollar and being like, okay, what am I doing actually? I even took a note. This note was me last night, because I look at the charts for 15 minutes before I go to bed, before my end of day routine. And I identify structures and I try to apply all the things that I'm learning so far. And I'm like, dude, like if it breaks upward, a new structure will start to form on the euro dollar. That's exactly what happened. We saw because this is the point of interest, at least here on MetaTrader. So if we go to TradingView, we see the euro dollar bouncing off of the 0.00% that we've seen it respecting so much, and then bullish all the way to the 100% exactly. So the fib is precise, and you have to listen to the fib. Just listen to the fib. Do your analysis. Don't overcomplicate it, and listen to the fib. Because when I saw this candle right here was my indication. I'm sorry. It's not my indication. This candle right here was me saying, okay, I'm looking at this on the 1 hour chart. So yesterday, I saw my indication. Right? All the way through here. And then it corrected. Right? But now, with the news, because you have to understand, you have to put together everything you're learning. So ICC, indication, correction, continuation. But we have news today, and the news flipped that script on its head. And now we're seeing this basically as the continuation of this trend. That's probably bullshit, but I'm trying to, as you can see, piece together my whole picture. But if I'm being honest, what I'm seeing here actually is me trading the indication, actually. That's what I think. That today, given the fact that we had news, I traded the indication, which is against my strategy, to be honest, and my plan. But I'm honest. Even though I won, this was a revenge trade. Because what I should have done was this first thing here, this first entry should have been a sell. And I would have gotten, let's see how much I would have gotten, actually. Because I'm doing balance risk of 1% on every trade. I'm trying to go for a 1-2. So if I put my stop loss at 500 points, that's too much. Let's do 100 points. So if I would have put my entry here for a sell and my stop loss, wait, what is going on? My stop loss, I would have put it all the way here. This was my stop loss, the previous high. And went for a 1-2, I wouldn't have been able to take profit, actually, like that. Would have had a 1-1. Yeah. Actually, if I would have put it here, 1.3. I'm always trying to look for 1-2, but, and that's going to be a part of my conclusion later, but what I actually did was this. I entered here on a sell, put my stop loss here on this previous high, and I put my take profit here because I did a 1-1. I remember I did a 1-1. So it was actually my stop loss, because I entered here, was here. I took profit there. I think I actually had it like this. This was my position. This was the position that I opened for a sell. But then I saw price correcting and I saw this rejection. I was like, let me take my profits. And that actually started giving me a thought of like, maybe Forex overall, just like currencies, don't have that much movement, because even though it was news days, even with the bigger trade, which was this, I wouldn't have gotten a 1-2. Because my entry was here. I'm trying to, hopefully you guys are following me, but I'm trying to see, you see, like, this is exactly what I did afterwards. I would have been able to do a 1-on-1 only. So I'm seeing that my intention of doing a minimum of a 1-2 on my risk reward is probably not going to work with currencies. So I did take that trade. As you can see, $34 of a win. That's very minimum, but we go into the good stuff now. This video is going to be long, but hey, I don't care. If you're watching up to this point, peace and love to you, because you're really interested in this type of exercises and analyzing and everything. So gold. I went into gold. So I was like, let me look at what gold is doing. Because I've been very interested in trading gold, because precisely how much it moves in a session. I appreciate how much it moves in one session. I actually had an indicator here that I've been using. And look at this. Look at the New York, the previous New York. Let me see it. Today's New York. Look at this. Every session there's this is the 1 hour, but if we go to the 5 minute, look at this. This is I mean, look at London. Consolidation, boom. Indication. Right? Now we're seeing a correction, but it broke a level. Whatever. So I just wanted to say that because I'm thinking about probably going into gold because the movements I like more in the style that I'm trying to trade on, because I'm not trying to, so far I'm not trying to put trades on the 1 hour plus time frame. I want to put my entries in a 5 minute, take profit and bounce, do a couple trades and be done for the day, which is exactly what I did today. So if I would have done better on this one, it would have been a solid 280 to a 300 day. $300 in a day, that's already 3%, and this account has a 5% target. It has a 500 target, 5%. This is the free trial though. I think the actual challenge is first 10% and then the verification process is 5%. So that would have been, on the actual challenge, that would have been a third of what I need to do to pass that first challenge. A third. So that's just me like giving you guys my thoughts on what I'm actually looking to do. But with gold, pretty basic stuff. Again, same thing. I identified my bias being bullish. But if I zoom out, I'm actually seeing that I'm looking at a bearish structure now, because we see this bull run here, and now we saw this massive liquidity grab from the sellers, which was an indication that we are seeing a new trend in gold. Okay, we see price correcting. It did a new high, a higher high, but then massive correction again. And we had this level here. This was my area of interest. It broke it. It broke it heavily a couple months ago. So that to me was my indication. We see price correcting. Now we should see, because this is a lower high, and since we're looking at a bearish trend, now we're looking at a bearish trend on gold. This is bearish, and we have this level. Broke it. So indication, correction, and now it's looking to do a continuation. So today, what happened today? I go into the 1 hour where I drew my fib. And today is Tuesday, we saw price, because look at this. Guys, like, if I'm bear, these and this, all of this is breaking my structure. But now I saw price breaking these levels on the 1 hour. I had this level and this level, right? So if we drew race on it, we had this level and this level, right? Broke them both. And it was looking to touch the 50%. So I saw that yesterday and I was like, okay, if that is my indication, then all of this is my correction. And it respected the 0.0 from my previous swing low. So I'm trading the continuation of my trend. I'm trading bear. So the open for today was right here. Look at this open candle, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this open candle. Engulfed this entire candle that closed the market yesterday. I was like, I'm bear. And I took that trade right then and there. How did I take it? With the fib. Again, I said, okay, so price, if I go to the 5 minute, which is where I'm actually going to trade, price is respecting that. I want to see the fib again. Well, okay. Go back. Yeah, so it's respecting the 0.0. It's respecting that 0.0, this right here. So it's respecting this. And I saw how I broke this level. Respected on the 5 minute. This is on the 5 minute. And boom, I saw this candle right here. And I was like, I'm in. Let me get into the action. Went into my MetaTrader. Gold on the 5-minute. This right here is my entry. So let's see if I can pair it with MetaTrader, because I saw this candle. This was 1730. Let's see if I can pair it. Actually, it was lower. Oh, actually, it was this candle. Actually, or yeah, because the time zone and trading view is different. I'm pretty sure it was around here that I saw this, and I was like, okay, it's now continuing on a downtrend. So I saw this candle on MetaTrader, and I went in because I saw this huge rejection, and I'm like, okay, this is happening. I'm bear. I'm going in. So I went in and I took my profit. My trade was looking a little bit like this. I had to do fixed volume on gold because MetaTrader is crazy, and it was giving me like a $2,000 trade, which was insane, because I usually do balanced risk and I do 1%. So I did my sell here. I had my stop loss here, and I did a 1-1 on this. Yeah, I did a 1-1 on this. I think I actually put my stop loss here. Yeah. I think so. Where did I put my stop loss? Oh, I know what happened. I had my stop loss right here with a 1-1, with a 1-2. Yeah, I had my stop loss here. Right here, I had my stop loss with a 1-2. And those are the values. There they are. And I actually took profit. No, actually, no. Wait. This is not accurate. I'm trying to give you guys the actual sauce here. I think I put my stop loss very tight. If I entered here, probably put it here. Yes, that's it. It was around here. It was around here. Right there. That was my entry. I had a bigger lot size because I did fixed volume, and I think I did 0.6 if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere around there. I wanted to take a bigger size of a position right there. It was 0.08, the size of my position. That was the size of my position. I was risking a little bit over 1%. And yeah, that was the trade. I took it. I saw it literally go to my take profit. It went deeper. I was already driving home. What I should have done was come to a break-even situation. Just click here on break-even. I would have gotten my break-even, and then trail the take profit a little bit for a bigger gain. But that's basically it, fellas. That was me trading 3 trades, 1 loss, 1 small win, 1 very nice win. And it's a good day because I'm back to break even on my account, which, hey, I'm a complete beginner. I'm a rookie. And I'm currently in the process of consolidating my strategy and my plan. So follow for more if you guys are interested in seeing my journey. If you guys are interested in seeing and watching my journey, learning from it, learning from my mistakes more than anything, man, because like I said, you have to become really comfortable with losing in this game of trading. So I took an L today, but I try to brush it off and go into the next trade. I'm going to be making more videos. Probably I'm going to spend the rest of today looking at my strategy, looking at my plan, because I'm probably going to be jumping into a more liquid asset like gold, because I want to have that risk reward ratio of 1-2 on every single trade. I want to see that, and I'm not quite seeing it on the currencies, in this case the euro dollar, which was the suggestion. And I understand why that was the suggestion by my mentors and my academy and the videos that I've watched and the information overall, because it's easier to understand. It's the most liquid pair in Forex. but gold is being very promising, and it's actually more of a challenge for me to find structures within the gold graph and the price action of gold. So I think that's the way my mind works. If I see a challenge, I take it more seriously and adapt way faster. So we'll see. I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the next trading recap. Stay safe, stay profitable. Peace and love.